All right, we'll start this meeting. Annual town meeting date. Started the first Saturday in September. So it is.
I said the 6th is what I think we
Oh,
were
that's right.
settled on. But what we found out is that the 6th is already being occupied by Parsonsville.
They do the first Saturday.
So, move into August, but that's vacation time.
Yeah.
I would think that people going to Parsonsville weren't coming to our town.
Yeah, why would that matter?
It doesn't not to me, but
Anyway.
I don't want them at my town meeting.
Well, I think the reason why it was brought up was because Ron Blake moderates that meeting. I don't think he wanted to miss ours. If I remember correctly, I could be wrong.
Oh, okay.
yep, that's right, he does.
Okay.
And,
And he's also a moderator that we use, so Francis should be linked to.
so you can go into August, you know, before the holiday, but I don't know. I won't get vacation anymore.
That'd be like the 23rd of August.
23rd.
And after that, Memorial Weekend.
Memorial Weekend is the next weekend.
Yeah.
So the other option is to go on the 13th.
On the 13th.
September. I think either one will work. Probably the 13th is later in the year, better for work.
Yeah, true,
Right
yeah.
before school starts, everybody's trying to get their vacation done and all that good shit.
Yeah.
We're still, August is still planning month and harvesting month. All right, September 13th.
Yep.
So we wanna say like, I guess maybe see how it works this year, but
Yeah.
and you just call out the second Saturday and we just.
Well, we just keep working it back up until it's back in
March.
March. Every year we'll move further and further.
Confused everybody and nobody showed up.
Yeah.
So we'll let Debbie know September 13th is what you.
Yeah. Speaking of dates, Kathy, we determined that our storm date would be the following Monday.
Mhm.
That doesn't work for me because we have a tri-town meeting then on that
Oh.
Monday, so we'll have to
Oh.
probably take it ahead a couple
Now.
weeks. Yeah. Yeah. So. All right, next thing, Acres Wildlife account. W tackle box. What the heck is that?
The lady that was in the pavement.
So I got a phone call from Rob Sutherland at Cumberland County, and this is a camper, so it's technically personal property. The lady sold the camper to someone else, so she paid partial tax payment, I think it was 22, part of it, and in selling it, she didn't keep a copy of the bill of sale for herself for their weapon title, something along those lines, so she doesn't have access to either title or bill of sale to prove that that took place. So, it looks like it may have changed hands a couple of times since then, or somebody is sharing responsibility of.
I couldn't tell from that.
Yeah.
Thing what it was, it looked like it.
Because it's in one gentleman's name now, but others have been on there after her, so,
Yeah. On the door.
mhm.
Now I'm assuming this is one that stays right there at the campground.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they have fees that they have to pay to the campground,
Right.
which are quite substantial from what people have said that have come in disputing, similar situations in the past.
Yeah.
And then they either register the camper in the town in which they live and pay excise tax to that town. They have a choice of doing that, or paying essentially property taxes on the camper itself to either Standish or Baldwin, depending upon where the lot is, because the campground is, partially in Baldwin, and the majority of it, I think, is in Standish.
Yeah.
So, it's, so the abatement, it's not like it's been written up or anything, just putting it on your radar because Rob called me because he didn't really know what your thoughts were about it, so,
We've been through this a number of times.
yeah. And that's what I told him. As much as we'd like to be empathetic, it's hard. Because it's the agreement's between them.
I think generally what we do, they just let it stay as a tax lien on these their record. I'm not saying that anybody did or didn't sell it or whatever, but
You would think it'd have to be registered to the campground under a certain name,
Yeah.
which is maybe where all these different names come from, but
Yeah, because we'd have to know.
I don't know who's responsible for tracking all that down,
Right.
but,
To get their fees, yeah.
okay.
Yeah. I know when we camp down there, we have to.
Give me your name, your license plate number, and
Right,
where
yeah.
you live, and all
Sure,
that,
yeah.
I don't know, see, this is a map and a lot number. Of course, a camper is not necessarily a map and a lot, it's a piece of personal property or a vehicle, that sits on it. So the fact that somebody else is sitting on the lot means she isn't, I guess, right? But this has not come up over and over again. A lot of times it's people who just say, I'm out of here, I'm from another state, come get me or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a way that personal property taxes can be pursued by going to small claims court.
Mm-hmm.
But the tax collector has to do that.
No. No.
So,
I spoke with someone not too long ago about personal property claims with the state law now,
yeah. And you can't foreclose on it, but you can go to court with it. And, it's not something that the select board can address per se. We had Gary McNeil come in and talk to us about how to do it. Doesn't require anything specifically. Requires a little bit of knowledge and to have done it a couple of times to get your feet under you, but anyway.
We have, at my work, we have, like, if people don't report their income and they, we find out about it through husbands and everything, we go after them, and if they don't, pay back the overpayment that we've had to pay, then we turn around and we, take their voucher from them, but then we also send it to collection. And I know it's like 30% of what,
But they that was one of the questions we asked, too, if we go to collections, reflect on their.
Right, yeah,
Yeah.
and it goes on their credit and
Yeah.
that.
I
I mean,
think
we've
we
had
should.
some that have owed us over $10,000, so, you know, that,
Yeah, that's a lot of money.
that's a lot of money that
Yeah.
we've overpaid, you know, and they should have been paying.
Right.
In the personal property tax, I think primarily that what we're talking about, the majority of them are, I think, people who are assessed for home offices.
Yeah.
You know, and they got a bill for $20 a year or something.
Right, yeah. And one person in particular,
Yeah, but.
your friend there, look at my name.
I can see a contention with that's too much, you know?
Yeah.
Charging one guy 'cause he's got a tractor and the other guy don't get charged for it, you know?
I don't think anybody's being charged for tractors, though.
Steve McKinney's in
Yeah,
charge for all that equipment up there.
Who's that?
Steve McKinney.
Yeah?
He's a business, so.
I guess.
I mean.
Yeah, yeah.
If it was up to me, no, we wouldn't
I
do
can
it.
feel their contention, for sure.
Yeah, yeah. But, I mean, but you would not do him and do Lincoln lumber.
But you already do that with the property taxes of the town, we already charge people with their stuff worth more money, so.
That's it, like,
What point do we try to even everybody else, you know what I mean?
I got a,
Doesn't work that way.
I'm just reading it the other day. We got a letter from the state. Just to remind you that you're supposed to be collecting personal property tax. Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
Last October.
And if you have a social page, Cumberland County will like go through it like there's no tomorrow.
You had to find me on the computer. Might find Jen, but you don't find me.
Anyway, I don't know if there's anything we can do about it.
Well, it sounds like it's between them and the assessor and the,
Right.
because of wildlife.
And the tax collector.
That's what.
I mean, the tax collectors, or the assessors, the one that puts the value on,
So what she's asking is if you would consider an abatement.
I don't know that we can.
Through Rob, essentially, because I haven't talked to her, she has talked to the clerk's office, but Rob was the one that called me on it.
Shouldn't be that much, is it?
I think her portion was, $100 and something dollars.
Yeah, cheaper to, I think it's useful.
It is.
So what is her amount there that's been unpaid?
From 2022, I think is what Sarah.
So there was $19 and $179, right? So it looks like she paid.
She paid a portion of 22.
Payment, yeah, okay, 112. I'll do some research and see if I can find anything.
luncheon. Next Monday, town office will be closed, so not food for King's Day. Joe, you got anything? No? Kathy? No? Mary Ellen? Chad?
The far end of the triangle out in front of the library gets a pass, there's nothing down the end, and it basically just swoops down School Street. So, somebody is plowing, somebody is not. Depends on who the operator is.
Who's driving?
Yep. Because next, the library really needs two passes, because it's wider there. It needs certainly a pass down the bottom. Just makes for a real icy mess.
Okay.
And even with this, 2 inches worth, our parking lot didn't get plowed because we didn't call right away. If it's not 3 inches, he's not coming unless you call him. So now it's just sort of a jumbled mess.
Yeah. Yeah, okay.
Hopefully it'll melt before it turns to ice.
Yeah. We'll let Chris know that, kind of make an extra pass around the.
Extra
He doesn't go around the island.
He doesn't go around.
Around the monument.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He doesn't go around that. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
Okay.
misses the.
Backside of it?
Somebody did one storm,
Okay,
but this one they didn't.
okay. Robin, you got anything?
Nope, I'm good, thank you.
Bob?
You guys got the backup info I had about the budget stuff for the,
Oh, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
got any questions?
No.
I'd like to go into those meetings without having some backup.
Right.
All right.
Yeah?
Just that new, email today about, Cumberland County's, in July, they're just giving us forewarning that they wanna raise the contract price. And I guess, before going off on a tangent, does Cumberland County, I kinda touched bases over there a little bit, but I wanted to say it at the meeting, are they part of the state, or are they an agency we hire, like SMPDC and MMA and
They're an office from Cumberland County, and they assess a number of towns.
So they're independent? They are independent.
Well, they're kind of, I guess, they're part of the Cumberland County government, but they're paid for by the towns that hire them. Quasi-government, I guess, but they're not part of the state.
Yeah, I tried to look up who was in, what towns were involved with them, but their website's kind of funky. You hit it drop down, and then it'll go down for a second, then go back up, so, and that's on there, so.
There's more of them,
Just wanted to see what they're all about, because that's, it's a pretty good increase on top of what we already pay. I mean, that brings us about $1,700 a month we'll be paying them.
We've tried to, every time the contract is up, we put it out to bid.
Try to renegotiate a little bit.
And
Nobody
try to
wants
get
it.
somebody else, and they're the only ones that will take it.
Yeah. For the coalition.
Yeah.
So what did they say their price was gonna be?
Well, last year's contract was $27,202 and change. And this year was $34,92 additional. And that's for an 18-month contract. It didn't specifically say it in this one, but the last contract was of 18 months. I'm assuming this one would be, which brings it up to around 194 extra a month, which doesn't sound like a lot every month, but, when you're talking 27, I mean, now you're looking at when we,
So there's, there's Cumberland County's efforts, and then we pay for some of the software that they're hosting on their website, and the mapping, that shows.
part of the contract, yeah.
So the people who aren't with Cumberland County Assessing hire somebody,
Yeah.
so they have somebody in-house to do the assessing. That's my,
Usually like we used to have O'Donnell's, something like that.
What?
An agency doing a company that does it.
O'Donnell
Ben-
does a huge part of the state.
Yeah.
Ben Thompson went to do it for a particular town.
Right.
So I'm saying that's the other model.
Yeah, you can hire somebody.
And then you get a hybrid one, isn't it, Porter or Hiram?
Hiram.
Do some in-house.
Right. Hiram does.
Is it
Combination
possible
in-house.
to share one of those guys? You know,
Kinda curious what the other town's contracts are, being a little Baldwin, that just seems like a lot of money to me.
Like,
I mean, maybe it would be cheaper if you tagged on, like one of the bigger towns, doesn't really have 40 hours a week, week after week for the guy to do.
like if, Ben Thompson was.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, maybe it's a possibility.
I'm
Yeah.
just sitting here,
Mm.
got a suggestion. that-
Yeah, we got time to look into it, so.
Like I said, next time when the contract is getting close to being up, we'll bid it out and see who nabs it, if anybody does, besides Cumberland County. Maybe that'll give us some wiggle room.
Yeah, the problem with bidding it out, I mean, we're a small town, committed to a small town paper advertising it in our local website, so.
No, we go with main.
Oh, bid with our MMA,
MMA.
yeah, okay, yeah, you're right.
So it goes all over the
It's all
state.
good, yeah.
It's Cumberland County, Pennsylvania. Yeah, and the towns that they work on come and go. Like you say, sometimes the town will hire an individual or a different company to do it.
Right.
So you add up all this stuff that, from SMTC, from these guys, from MMA, we pay a lot of money to other agencies to tell us what to do.
Well, MMA is really advisory. There's a state lawyer, every time we have a legal problem, we go to them. And it's included in restrictional exercise.
Just yearly
Right.
tuition.
Yeah.
For so much.
Technically speaking, we're the assessors.
Yeah.
Right.
You probably can tell that I don't have a upstairs where the guy that came last time wanted to go up in my attic, and it's like, there's no attic here, and then he wanted to go in the basement. I'm like, dude, there's skirting around here. I can open it up, you can crawl underneath.
Yeah, I wasn't too impressed with those assessors that did the evaluation. They messed up big time, and but they were picked by Cumberland County though. So, yeah, we got a lot of complaints on them. I know you got one down, but.
Oh, I had one way back when, they screwed mine up from the get-go. I actually called for an abatement, so, understanding what I was actually charged on, and
Yeah.
yeah, okay,
Right.
well, we'll hold off, put it in the books, next thing I know, I get a tax bill for $900 more than what it was supposed to be.
Oh.
So my mortgage, I was like 6 months getting the money back, which
Yeah.
is whatever, but a lot of people,
Right.
that would be really hard for them, So, yeah, it's something that people in the mind, I guess.
Is that it? Anything else?
Yeah, no, that's it.
Well, I guess all done then, Brenda's meeting.